Hello everyone. When I was looking for my light up crochet hook earlier, I actually came across my stylus. Oh, why is it on? There we go. And I was thinking like, oh, that would be a really expensive knitting needle. But then it's like, why not? Right? And it turns out I actually have two styluses. Or is it styli? Don't know. But this was back from several years ago from when I was using a Wacom tablet for making online comics. And this, like, the tablet is not currently connected to the computer that I have. So I haven't really used this in years. And I ended up buying this so I could use it on my iPad. So I could kind of use my iPad for the same thing. Anyway, we are going to use both of these expensive things for their not intended purpose. And I'm wondering if I should do it well. This may cause friction because of the silicone, but I kind of don't want to damage the point on the stylus I'm still going to be using. So I think I'm just going to leave that on. The rest of this feels like a knitting needle anyway. Oh, and this is not an Apple Pencil. This is something cheaper because the Apple Pencil was a little bit too expensive for my taste. Especially when something generic would do the job just as well. We're just going to put on 5 stitches, I think. There you go. I guess part of it is making sure I don't accidentally turn this on, so I'm forced to charge it. Anyway, you may see there's like a point on the top of that. I went through those points so quickly. Like, I really wore them down. I think I went through at least a dozen. Anyway, when I was using my Wacom tablet, I ended up like putting a piece of paper on top of the tablet because for some reason that made it better to actually show up on the computer screen. But what's really strange about drawing on a tablet, like, so a Wacom tablet is not like a touch screen per se. I mean, it's like your typical touch screen. You touch the screen, it changes on the screen, your fingers connected to the motion. A Wacom tablet is more like a huge mouse pad that you draw on. So it took a lot of coordination to try to draw while not looking at your hands, you know? What I ultimately ended up doing was I kept like drawing off the tablet, then I would scan it into the computer, and then I would color it in on the computer because that looked sharper. Yeah, it's that typical thing where since I did the easy cast on, this part went normal, and then now we have this huge loop. We're going to force it to work though. Now we're going to purl. It's catching on the mousy, clicky part of the bamboo stylus. And the silicone tip is not much of a hindrance as I was expecting it to be. Okay, that's some. I now got an idea for something I'm going to try later. Alright, so that's 2 rows so far. We'll do 1 more row for good measure. Where did that phrase even come from anyway, for good measure? I'm sure there's some sort of origin, but it's kind of just like a filler phrase now. I mean, there we have it. These are probably combined the most expensive knitting needles I've ever used, and it proves to show that more isn't always more when it comes to knitting needles. You can just have a pretty cheap set of knitting needles and work out pretty well. Anyway, that's today's entertainment. Have a nice day.